Well, Oscar Wilde's bathroom. I wasn't sure if I should do stand-up on this show tonight because I haven't been doing stand-up for a while. About 3 months, because I've been writing on the Dennis Miller Show. I don't know if you watch this show. Good show. He's a smart guy. It's supposed to be a smart show. I was interested in doing that, but I found out after a while down here that doing a smart show in Hollywood is like trying to put a baboon's heart in a child, you know. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before it's rejected. It's because it's Hollywood. I call it Hollywood, as a matter of fact, because Blockheadville wouldn't fit on the side of the mountain up there. And frankly, I'm out of touch with my act. I used to at least do topical political material. But now, I look at this current bumper crop of guys, and I just think, I don't know what to say about them. I have no interest in them at all. Do you feel that way? I don't care. They're just, to me, politics is just a group of jackboot slogan mongers out there jabbing us with sound bites like a bunch of crack-crazed farmers trying to drive a cow to the slaughterhouse, Right? And every 4 years they say, no, it's a new improved slaughterhouse. Go ahead, get in there, We're the cows. Go on, vote. No, we don't want to go. Don't want to vote. Generally in comedy clubs, it's not good comedy club fodder anymore. Politics, things that affect our lives, is not what people want to hear about. I go down to, for instance, Orange County, and they are very politically, I guess not unaware, but it's weird. Just mention politics, just mention the president, and they just cinch up like you would in a shower if a stranger just lightly touched your anus. They kind of... They hate it, and they hate it, and they hated me, and I was, I found I was running around the country just sort of annoying people in these comedy clubs, and I would get crowds. They didn't dislike me particularly, but they would just sit and look. They would just be, I could see them almost thinking, and just, oh well, maybe as a puppet. A little bald puppet like him. That'd be funny. Or maybe play some guitar parodies and him and a puppet burst into flames. Let's wait and see, Martha. A lot of times they save their best stuff for last, It's like Vegas is like that. I had probably the worst show in my entire life in Las Vegas because I made a big mistake. They called me. I was working at the Improv in the Riviera there. And they called me and asked me, the regular comedian in the review was sick. And they said, would you like to fill in for him? It's 8 minutes. I thought, well, how bad could it possibly be, I had no idea how bad it could possibly be. It's just, have you ever been to a Vegas review? This was a Splash. And what they do in a Vegas review, they have, instead of one good singer, they'll have 3 or 4 mediocre or bad ones. They sing that nasally kind of, splash. Oh, it's so exciting. Splash. They have, right? 30 or 40 dancers doing a sort of an approximation of choreography, wending around there with sea sculpture, soft sculpture, clam, and sea urchin outfits on. Dolphins in tanks. You can imagine the dolphins so happy to be in Vegas, so close to their natural environment. They love it there. So while they're putting the dolphins into tanks at the end of their big opening number, that's when I go on to cover this whole change. So they say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome your comedic performer for tonight, Kevin Rooney. And I go out, and I'm doing, really, the simplest material I know how to do. Give you an idea how bald I am? This is a toupee, right? Simple jokes. From them, nothing. Just looking at me. It's, no idea. The joke only has 2 moving parts. They can't put it together. Completely confused. It was 1,500 people who were there for a slot pull tournament. You can imagine this athletic event, and they're having dessert. They're having brownies. These brownies have been cooked in a Bessemer oven for a week, and they are hard as a rock, but they've added some ice cream as a kind of a softening agent. So I'm doing the jokes, no laughs. All I can hear is 1,500 forks being forced through the brownie onto the plate. Just ding, 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 ding. Oh, man. I bombed. Terrible bomb. Embarrassing. The next day I was out walking around a casino, slinking around a little bit, and 2 women who'd been at the show approached me. I didn't see them at first. I thought they were part of the superstructure, so they peeled off and came at me, kind of a... that kind of big woman. They don't really walk. They relocate. You know. They got the bungee cord outfits and the bucket of nickels, you know. But very nice. Very nice. They said, we saw you at the Splash. We enjoyed you, but you were too far advanced for our husbands. And you think, what? How? What did they do? Fall off a tractor in Nebraska, hit a rock? I mean, it's an English-speaking show, and they missed it entirely. You know, when I first started doing stand-up, I got a job with a friend of mine in New Jersey selling sheepskin seat covers and hand puppets off the back of a truck in a mall in New Jersey. This is a weird thing. Do you ever chart the course of a gas station as it collapses as a business venture? You know, it goes through a series of, like, hermit crab manifestations, you know. It'll fail as a gas station. Then, for a while, they turn it into a sheepskin seat cover outlet. Right? And then, when that fails, they turn it into a luggage outlet for a while. And then when that fails, while they're knocking down the gas station, they hang Persian rugs on a chain link fence around it. Right? And grind it back up. So, I'm selling these little hand puppets, and it's Christmas time, so I'm making them do little voices for the kids and whatnot. And the kids want 5 of these little hand puppets. So the mother comes over and says, okay, all right, we'll take 5 of the hand puppets. So I'm putting them in a bag, and all of a sudden she has a little brainstorm. She goes, wait a minute. What if I get them home and they don't work? They're hand puppets. If they don't work, call a doctor. What do they do? Just put them on. It's busted. But these people, generally, what's happened now, I think, a lot of times, these are the kind of people I run into in a lot of comedy clubs. You know, and they're nice people, but, you know, you feel bad because I had to go to a club, and it's not my fault I'm booked there, right? But people come in, and they want maybe Dice Clay. This happens. They want Dice. I'm not the Dice. I'm the anti-Dice. I don't like him. It's okay to like him. That's just a different sense of humor, right? But people come in expecting that sense of humor, and they are basically screwed when they get me, you know? And I think people make that mistake because we all think humor is somehow like a big homogenous thing, like everyone has the same sense of humor, you know? Like, you ever been on a bus, and you see a guy reading a book? He's just sitting off in the back of the bus or reading. He's chuckling like, you know. And like an idiot, you go, hey, what's so funny? He goes, oh, man, these 2 guys just caught this Jew. You go, oh, man. Oh, God. You know, and then everybody else on the bus goes, huh, what happened next? All right? And this, like a big gulp opens. Like they're not even humans anymore. They're these deadly simuloids that have been made out of Dorito and ranch-flavored Budweiser mash. You know, right? You know what I mean? And then kind of just pressed into Rosanna logs and John Madden forms, right? And then hit with a bolt of electricity and animated, right? And then educated at a pro wrestling event and given $100 and the right to vote, and they're out here amongst us. And they spend their $100 going to comedy clubs, and that's why I'm not going to do stand-up on this show. Thank you very much tonight.